Your cat just walked into the room and made a sound at you. Maybe a short chirp, maybe a long, flat complaint aimed at the kitchen. You answered out loud without thinking, the way you'd answer a person. Here's the strange part. That sound, the meow, was almost certainly not meant for other cats. It was meant for you. Adult cats living together are remarkably quiet with each other. They pass, they sniff, they share space, and they do it in near silence. They already have scent, posture, tail position, ear angle, a whole language written in body and smell that works without any volume at all. So why is the cat in your home so talkative? The behavioral biologist John Bradshaw spent decades on exactly this question, and his conclusion is one of the quietly astonishing facts in feline science. Kittens meow constantly, to their mother, for warmth, for milk, for rescue. Then they grow up, and between adult cats, that sound largely fades out. But with us, it never does. Your cat kept the baby voice and pointed it at you for life. And there is no universal cat dictionary. Reading a meow comes from living with cats, and above all from living with that cat in that house for years. Your cat didn't learn a language, it built one, out of trial and error and whatever got a reaction from you. So let's decode it. 6 sounds. The first 3 are aimed at you. The last 3 aren't, and those are the ones that tell you what your cat is actually feeling. The first sound, the meow, it's the most misunderstood noise in your home because you've been taught it means one thing: food. It doesn't. A meow is not a word, it's a door knock. It means, attention, this direction, now. Everything else, the actual message, is carried in the shape of it. Short and clipped is a greeting, an acknowledgement that you exist and have entered a room you are permitted to enter. Higher and softer is a request, small, hopeful. A long, low meow that flattens and stretches at the end is a complaint. Something is wrong from the cat's point of view. The bowl is at an unacceptable 70%. The door is closed. You sat down in the wrong chair. And repetition is urgency. 1 meow is a comment. 6 in a row while walking backwards toward the kitchen is an argument. Now watch yourself for a second. When your cat meows, what do? You look. You speak back. You get up. You follow. That is the entire mechanism. Every time you respond, you teach that specific sound that it works, which means the meow your cat uses on you is not the meow it was born with. It's the one that trained you fastest. One caveat before we go on. How much a cat talks is partly genetics. Siamese and other Oriental breeds are famously loud. Plenty of ordinary house cats barely meow at all. Volume isn't affection. Shape is what carries meaning. The second sound, the purr. You know the surface story. Purring means a happy cat. Often it does. But cats also purr when they're injured. They purr at the vet, on cold steel tables, in obvious distress. They purr while giving birth. Some purr while dying. A sound that appears at both the best and the worst moments of a life cannot simply mean happiness. It's closer to self-soothing and to a signal that says, stay close, I'm not a threat, don't leave. Then there's the version most people never notice. In 2009, the researcher Karen McComb studied a specific purr that some cats produce when they want something from their human. Usually food, usually early. And inside that purr, embedded in the low rumble, there is a second sound, a high-frequency cry, sitting close to the frequency range of a human infant's cry. Listeners rated those purrs as more urgent and less pleasant than ordinary contented purring, including people who didn't own cats and couldn't explain why they felt that way. It was a small study, 10 cats, so hold the numbers loosely. But sit with the mechanism, because it's a rumble wrapped around an alarm. The comfort is real, and the comfort is also the delivery system. And no, your cat did not design this. It doesn't need to. The cats whose purrs happened to carry that cry got fed sooner. That's all it takes, repeated over enough mornings. Ever wondered why some purrs feel lovely and some feel like being nagged? You were hearing the second sound. The third sound, the trill. The chirrup, that short, rolled, rising noise, made with the mouth closed, that sounds like a question and a hello at the same time. This one comes straight from motherhood. A mother cat trills to call her kittens. Follow me, this way, all is well. A movement signal wrapped in reassurance. Your cat kept it and handed it to you. Watch the body when it happens. Usually the tail goes straight up like a flagpole, sometimes with a small hook at the tip. Tail up is one of the clearest friendly signals in the entire feline repertoire, a posture cats use with cats they trust and humans they've accepted. Trill plus tail up as you walk in the door is not a small thing. Cats do not hand that out to strangers. If your cat trills at you, you're not staff. You're family it decided to keep track of. Those were the 3 aimed at you. The next 3 aren't. They're not requests, they're readouts. The fourth sound, the chatter. Your cat is at the window. A bird lands. The body goes rigid. The pupils widen. The tail tip twitches, and the jaw begins to stutter. A fast, clicking, almost electrical noise the cat makes at no other time. There are 2 main explanations, and both may be partly right. One is frustration. The prey is visible, close, and completely unreachable behind a pane of glass, and the sound is what a hunt with nowhere to go sounds like. The other is that the chatter is a rehearsal, a misfire of the killing bite, the rapid jaw movement cats use in the final second of a real hunt, escaping early because the body is fully committed and the situation is not. Nobody is certain. What isn't in doubt is the state it reveals. A predator running at full power with nowhere to put it. The most reasonable read is that a cat chattering at the window every day is a cat whose hunting sequence keeps starting and never finishing. A short wand toy session that ends in a real catch closes the loop the window keeps breaking. The chatter isn't a cute noise, it's information you can act on. The fifth sound, the hiss. The hiss, the growl, the spit, the sounds people punish, and the ones you should be most grateful for. A hiss is not aggression. A hiss is a warning issued instead of aggression. It's a cat spending its last available option on being polite. It means, I am frightened, I feel cornered, I do not want to fight you, please create distance right now. Growling is the same message, lower and rolling, from a cat that has already been ignored once. So think about what happens if you scold a cat for hissing, or push through it and pick the cat up anyway. You haven't removed the fear, you've removed the warning. And a cat that learns its warnings don't work is a cat that stops giving them and goes straight to the part with claws. The correct response is almost insultingly simple. Stop, back up, give space, let the cat leave. You are not losing an argument. You are proving that the cat's words work, which is exactly how you make sure it keeps using them. And if a normally relaxed cat starts hissing or growling at ordinary things, at being touched in one particular spot, at being lifted, that's worth a call to your veterinarian. Pain is one of the most common reasons a gentle cat suddenly develops a temper. The sixth sound, the yowl. Long, loud, low, mournful, echoing down a hallway from a cat standing alone in the dark. In cats that haven't been spayed or neutered, this one is straightforward. It's mating behavior, built to carry through walls and across gardens, which is exactly what it does. Notice what that tells you. It's the one sound on this list clearly aimed at other cats, and it's also the loudest thing your cat owns. But in a cat that's been quiet its whole life, a new habit of night yowling means something else. And it's the one sound here you should never simply wait out. Sometimes it's disorientation. sometimes hearing loss, and the cat is shouting because it can no longer hear itself. In older cats, it can be an early sign of cognitive change, of high blood pressure, of an overactive thyroid, or of pain that only becomes unbearable when the house goes still, and there's nothing left to distract from it. Your cat cannot tell your veterinarian where it hurts, but it can tell you that something changed, and a sound that appeared out of nowhere is exactly that message. If the yowling is new, book the appointment. That's not caution, that's listening. The twist. So that's 6. The knock, the rumble with a cry inside it, the trill that means family, the stutter of a hunt with nowhere to go, the warning you should thank your cat for, and the one that means, take me to a doctor. And one last thing, because for the last few minutes, you've been thinking of yourself as the translator, the one doing the decoding. In 2022, the researcher Charlotte de Mouzon tested how cats respond to the high, soft, sing-song voice people use when talking to their pets. The cats reacted to it clearly and measurably, but they reacted when it came from their own person. The same voice, the same words from a stranger, not the same response. 16 cats, so hold it lightly. But hold it. You're not the translator. You're the one being recognized. Somewhere in a room full of noise, your cat is listening for a specific voice, and it isn't the human voice in general. It's yours. Tonight, your cat will walk into the room and make a sound at you. You'll answer without thinking, the way you always do. It was never just a noise. It was your name, in a language 2 speakers built, and nobody else on Earth speaks.